Hello and welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about this 50-pound weight loss journey. I'm going to be answering a few commonly asked questions, just a few of them. I'm going to start with the top things that I give the most credit to when it comes to me losing the 50 pounds so far. And I should say, please excuse the lighting. I'm sitting in front of my window and the clouds, hopefully it just stays sunny for this next little while. The first thing that I'd say I give the most credit to when it comes to me losing this 50 pounds and my whole journey is intermittent fasting. I have for many years struggled with overeating and binge eating and just kind of having like a food obsession or a food addiction. I found for me that intermittent fasting has provided this, like, it's just like just putting a frame on eating so that I'm not like thinking about food all day long, every single day, giving so much of my time and so much of my life to thinking about food. Another thing that I give huge credit to is low carb eating. A lot of the reason that I put on all this weight was due to eating an excessive amount of carbohydrates and sugars and higher fats and all those things. But coming down on my carbohydrates, I was for I say the bulk of my weight loss journey, I was pretty much staying away from all processed carbs. And when I say that, I mean like breads, pastas, tortillas, and things like that. I would have oatmeal sometimes and I would have rice sometimes, but for the most part, I would just stay away from them mostly. Lately, the way that I've been dieting, I have been eating low carb, but I've changed up the way that I eat low carb. I actually do allow myself a daily carb amount, so to speak. There's this like, look, I just have a science that's been working excellent for me and I cannot wait to share this with you guys. Like, it's not going to be in this video, but I promise it's going to be in the next video. And I have lately been keeping my promises. As you know, whatever I say I'm going to do the next video on, it's what I do the next video on. And I've been uploading more regularly as per request. So they say that food is like 70 to 80% of what your body's going to end up looking like, and you know, the success that you're going to have in muscle tone and weight loss and all those things. So I have I'm going to do my next video on food and the science behind what I'm eating, but I'm just going to briefly touch on what I've been doing lately when it comes to my carbs. I've been allowing myself a small amount of carbs or really starchy foods, carby foods, every single day, and it has been working wonders for me. But it's still only a small amount, and so it's still considered low carb eating. I give a huge credit to being more intentional about having proper gut health. When I was finding it really difficult to get started, and I was finding it really difficult to for the weight to come off, it felt like I had to do a whole lot just to get a little bit of weight off. I was dealing with, and this is going to be a little bit of TMI, but I want to be real and upfront with you guys, and I hope this is not offensive to anyone, but I was dealing with constipation, like severe constipation. I had like pretty much very little ability to go number 2. So I would go like weeks without going to the restroom in that way, and so I had to do like a lot of enemas and just all kinds of things just to go to the restroom. And for some reason, it wasn't until the beginning of this weight loss journey that, and I don't know if it was a video I watched, I can't really remember what that moment was that made me want to give more attention to it, but I started focusing on my gut health. It started with like having green smoothies and eating more high fiber foods, like a lot of beans. That kind of started getting things going. Being more intentional about getting fresh, raw vegetables in my diet, in my system every single day. Once I did that, I started noticing a movement, and I was, it went from only going once every couple of weeks to once every few days, and then finally I had reached a point where I was going every day, and I was really excited about that. When I got to that point, I started noticing, obviously I probably was holding on to a lot of waste that was showing up on the scale. Waste does show up, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the way that you look and how much you weigh. Apple cider vinegar played a huge role in helping me be regular and feel good and digest properly, and just everything ran smoothly when I added apple cider vinegar as well as lemon water. I wanted to say too, because I know some people, they don't really like apple cider vinegar, be it taste or the way it makes them feel. It's a little strong. I'll be honest, it is a little strong and it can be a bit intense, but even just like fresh squeezed lemon with water also helped me a lot too. Another thing that I've added into my regimen when it comes to my digestion and elimination health and my gut health and all that is oxygen pills. I'll show you the bottle that I have now. I took another brand before this and I actually like the other brand more. If I can remember what it's called, I'll insert it. I'll put a little note here or whatever. But this is the brand that I'm using right now. And it's called Mag 07. If you can see it. Mag 07. And it says the ultimate oxygenating digestive system cleanser. So cleansing, I guess you can say. And even like apple cider vinegar and lemon water, these are light forms of cleansing for your system, for your digestive system, and for your elimination tract. It's just a more aggressive cleanser. When I first started using them, I would just do a monthly cleanse over a 3-day period. Now, instead of doing a monthly cleanse, I do it as needed. I mainly just use them whenever I have a cheat day. And there goes the lighting. There goes the lighting. Anyways, so I use them now whenever I have a cheat day. Why does it have to be cloudy? Yeah, when I have a cheat day, that's the day that I use the oxygen pills now. A date where I have pizza or tacos or whatever. I just want them out of my system, especially since the way that I eat on a day-to-day basis, when I'm strict on my diet and I'm sticking to my diet, I eat a lot less harsh foods, you know, and again, I'll go into detail of what I'm eating every day, but I eat a very specific way. And so when I'm having a cheat day, a lot of the time these foods are foods that don't sit well with me, and my system is kind of already like not loving it. So taking my oxygen pills helps process it quickly and get it out of my system as quickly as possible, and I'm back to feeling normal again. If you want me to go in further detail about how I use the oxygen pills in the eating video that I'm gonna do next, just let me know down below. And the last part about gut health is lots and lots of water. Like, drinking a ton of water totally helps my system stay clean and smooth, and I go regularly, and the food digests regularly, and just everything just goes through my body smoothly. All these things have to do, yes, with gut health, but I think more so with just cleansing and just making sure that your body is staying clean when it comes to what's going in, and making sure that everything comes out well. And drinking a lot of water has really helped me in my weight loss journey when it comes to proper cleansing. I feel like we're living in a day and age where we constantly feel like we're being duped, and people are leading us to believe that the dupe is reality. The first question that I have gotten quite a bit is, have I had any surgery? And the answer to the question is no, I have not had any procedures, any surgeries. And another thing that people ask commonly is, have I used any waist trainers or shapers or anything like that? I never even saw one in reality. I never even knew anyone who had one. I never been face to face with one. So no, I haven't used any waist trainers, shapers, anything like that. I haven't had any surgeries. All the lower body results that I got came strictly from working out. And I do have genetics that are in favor of a certain body type for me and a certain physique. And then when it comes to the proportions that I got, like how my waist did change dramatically as well, that comes from very specific workouts and a very specific way of eating. And then up top, I pretty much wear this Victoria's Secret bra that is a push-up bra, and it makes me look 2 cup sizes bigger. So, and you'll even see in the video, in all of my before pictures, that when I'm wearing a sports bra, it's a certain way, and then when I'm wearing, you know, usually tops, or when I'm dressed, I'm wearing a different bra. So that's why it'll look different. So yeah, to answer the question, absolutely no surgeries, no procedures whatsoever, no injections, never done any wraps or anything like that. Nothing extra other than eating and exercising. That's literally it. The second question that I get often is, have I dealt with loose skin? I have had just very slight issues with skin on my lower tummy. I have a little bit of loose skin and some stretch marks there. And then I have dealt with some loose skin on my arms and some stretch marks there as well. Pretty much in some areas where I have stretch marks is where I have a little tiny bit of loose skin, but I'm not too concerned about it. I feel like with proper fasting, which that's another thing about, another pro about intermittent fasting, is that fasting actually helps tighten skin. If you want, you can Google it. I don't want to talk a whole lot about it right now, but I feel confident that I'll be able to manage like the loose skin in my arms and my lower stomach pretty well with just proper diet and exercise. But where I have had, and I am experiencing more severe loose skin, is in my breasts. And this has been for a while. I did a video on my childhood obesity story. If you want to watch that, I'll link it here too, where I talked about being 215 pounds when I was like 13 years old. And that was the time where I was starting to come into myself as a woman. I lost like 100 pounds or so in like a year or two. And pretty much from there, I just had dealt with loose skin. And then I ended up putting a lot of weight back on again. So I was yo-yoing, and that definitely takes a toll on your breasts. With that being said, I definitely intend to get a breast augmentation within the next year. And yeah, I am very, very excited about it. I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I want to finish my weight loss journey first. So I want to get to my ultimate goal weight, and then I'm going to go in for consultation and see if it's just a lift, or if it's a lift and augmentation, or maybe it's just an augmentation, or whatever. We'll see what the doctor says. As I get closer to getting the procedure done, I will obviously answer a lot of questions. Whatever comes up to that, I will answer all the questions. I will do videos on it. I'll probably bring you guys along on my journey. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is the food addiction part. I definitely struggled for quite some time with like a severe food obsession / addiction. I mean, just feeling like I had to be eating all the time, or I was just always focused on eating, and I would just binge eat so much. You know what I mean? Like, I would just be eating all the time. I came to a realization that it came from habits that I started in childhood, as young as, you know, 5 years old, we can say. Due to having this food addiction, it was part of the reason that I ended up gaining so much weight back and got up to 215 plus pounds. And it was also the reason that the answer to this question, which is probably the most commonly asked question, which is, how long, Laura, did it take you to lose the weight? How long did it take you to lose the 50 pounds? And due to my severe food addiction and trying to find a healthy relationship with food and trying to maintain healthy eating habits, ultimately the very first picture that I have of me being 215 plus pounds was in December of 2014, and the last picture was this month. So That was the journey. There's really no real easy answer. That's the quick answer. A slightly more detailed answer would be between the end of 2014 and the end of 2015, so that year, I lost 25 pounds. And really, even though it was a year, I ended up losing that 25 pounds in spurts, where I would do something for a little bit of time, for a few weeks usually, and lose a good amount of weight. What would happen in between these little spurts of success and weight loss? I would kind of go back to old habits. Not that I would gain every time. In fact, most of the time I would just stay in a certain weight range, usually within 5 pounds, which I think is normal for most people. I would stay in a weight range of 5 pounds or so and just kind of go back to eating habits that just had me stagnant. I think I kind of went up and down just a little bit in 2016, but ultimately by the end of the year, I don't think I lost much of anything. Early 2017 to now is when I lost the second 25 pounds, and it's kind of the same thing where I did little spurts, be it a few weeks to a month of doing a certain thing, and I would lose 10, 15 pounds, and then I would go back to I wouldn't even say go back to. I don't like saying go back to, because going back to those eating habits would mean I gained a whole lot. And that didn't really happen, but I would say I would start eating in a way that put me in a position where I wasn't losing anything. I was just pretty much staying the same. Right now, I'm at this point where I just came off of losing, like going from 175, because I went up a little bit more, so from going from 175 to I'm almost 160 now, thank goodness. So I'm almost at the 55-pound mark of my weight loss, and I'd say it took me about a month of just being serious, not even a full month, maybe like 3 weeks to a month. Yeah, let's just say about a month of being really, really serious about it. A lot of the time we want to kind of log on and I don't even know if that's what we want, but often you hear about these people and they're like, oh, how I lost 90 pounds in 3 months. And I think this is really exciting to us, and when we see it, it's like, that's what I want. I want to lose 90 pounds in 3 months. But at the same time, I think whether we like to admit it or not, it can be extremely demotivating to many of us, especially if you're dealing with food addictions and food obsessions, because you kind of feel like it's something that they did and you can't do, and why can't I stay on my diet for 3 months straight? You know, why do I keep falling off? You know, what's wrong with me? I can't do what this girl did. Man, where does she find that level of dedication and motivation, and how is she finding all this inspiration to go 90 days straight and losing all that amount of weight in that amount of time, you know? And I think when we see that, it is, don't get me wrong, I click on it too. I click on it fast, you know what I mean? Like, how's she doing it, you know? But I think it can be a bit demotivating when you're on the journey and you're like, you know, how has such and such just been on it straight for 30 days and I done fell off 3 times in the past week, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that was my journey too, you know what I'm saying? And time is gonna go by anyway. If you fall off, you can always get back on. Don't feel bad if you fall off. You can always jump right back on. I still got some more to go, but I'm inspired and I'm extremely pleased with myself because I didn't get caught up in the overnight hype. I didn't get caught up in the, I have to go by, you know, I have to lose this amount of weight in this amount of time or I'm just a failure. I didn't get swept up in that. I stayed true to myself. If I fell off, I may have fell off 100 times, but I got back on every single time. And oh my goodness, so many of you have reached out to me to share some of your story and to say that, you know, my story has inspired you to continue on your journey or to take it to the next level, which just always warms my heart. And I just feel so happy. Like, I'm always brought to tears when I read these comments. And yeah, so I'm just so happy that these videos and everything that I do has been able to help people and help you help yourself in your own journey. If right now you're just not finding it easy to get started, or you're not sure where to start, you're new to all of this, and you just want one-on-one help, I am absolutely available for that, and you can find all of my information down below. The next video, like I said, is going to be on food. I'm going to share my weight, my measurements, I'm going to share exactly what I've been doing as far as eating and my formula, or the science behind how I'm eating. And I'm gonna let you in on just a little secret. I've been eating the same thing every single day. That sounds crazy. Let me not let you in too much. I don't want to scare you off. But yes, it's gonna be very interesting, and I hope that it'll help a lot of people, because I've been getting some rapid results here lately. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and always remember to take care of yourself. See you next time.